we're back at Halloween Horror Nights, and tonight we're going to show you how to have the perfect night at Halloween Horror Nights. I've been getting comments that they're missing my girlfriend Madison, so due to popular demand, she's back.
Yay! Sorry, I couldn't wait. I had to dig in. This is my most anticipated food when Halloween Horror Nights is rolling around. I was really hoping they were going to bring it back this year. This is the No Chance in Hell PB&J. It's upgraded from last year with a maple drizzled over top. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's crispy.
And it's vegan this year.
No way. Is it really?
The rumors are true.
Shout out to my vegans. We love it.
And I started out with controversial. Instead of like a hearty item, I'm doing the sour beating gummy heart. If you watched our video where we try every food item at Halloween Horror Nights, I spoke highly of this one. So it is back from previous years. The gummy heart was in the tribute store previously, but this year they've added this sour dip, almost like a fun dip, and you just kind of sprinkle it on top. Last time I did a fork and knife. You know, this time I'm just gonna try a different strategy. I don't know if this is a better strategy, it's just a different strategy, you know? Still good. I've got to take a break from eating my sour gummy heart and tell you about where we got these items. This one is actually where we are now, Sting Alley. Meats was a house in 2009, and they've brought back a food booth themed after it, and it's located in Sting Alley right across from the Palace Arcade near Revenge of the Mummy in New York. Madison's, No Chance in Hell, is near the Transformers Extended Queue, kind of across the street from Jimmy Fallon. Both of these are a part of the New York Stay and Scream area. Stay and Scream area requires some sort of daytime admission. It doesn't matter what kind of daytime admission you have, in addition to a Halloween Horror Nights ticket. It starts about 3:30 or 4. You can go scan your ticket and come into this area or Springfield or one of the other ones and enjoy a bite to eat. You can also line up for a house. I wouldn't do that. I would get food instead. Okay, let's talk about house strategy for the perfect night. To me, there's two routes you could go about it. You could just think of a few houses that you really want to do and just target those. Or you could try to do every house at the event. I think either one's perfectly, that's just a love bug, don't worry. I think
We're gonna be ready for the bug house.
I think either one is perfectly acceptable, but tonight, I think we're gonna go with just a few houses. Madison's actually hasn't done any of them this year yet,
no.
So you'll get her first reactions. I did them all last night. We'll show you some footage as well from each one. If you're trying to do every house, Stay and Scream's a lot more important, and Stay and Scream's actually in the background right now for New York. So I think I briefly touched on Stay and Scream already, but basically it gets you a little bit earlier into one or more of the houses. So New York, it's really the Halloween house that's gonna get you early in. And you can see this is the line. So people waited like an hour in this line, and now they're just loading the queue, but it still doesn't open for a few more minutes. So something to keep in mind if you want to do that. I think it just depends on what you're interested in doing.
It also is a good idea if you, potentially if you have Express, it's a great way to not use your Express, have a shorter line. I mean, you are waiting in line essentially before you get in it, but it's just kind of a way to knock out another house, maybe go do your favorite house twice.
If you are trying to do all the houses in one night, I have what I believe to be the perfect route. We modify it as the event goes on, but I think it's the perfect route. You can go to hhn.guide is a shortcut to our, if you just type it in on your web browser, hhn.guide, it'll take you to our Halloween Horror Nights. Did you know that?
No.
Our Halloween Horror Nights guide. And then you just click touring plans at the top, and it'll take you to our touring plan for Halloween Horror Nights, which again we'll modify, so check it out closer to your visit, but it's in theory the best route to visit all the houses. But tonight,
he's good at it. I trust it.
tonight we're just gonna do a few.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What houses are we?
I want to do Dead Man's Pier.
Winter's Wake.
That one. That's the one that I'm most excited for this year. I also want to see the Chupacabra house after you rated it so highly when you toured them all yesterday. And then I also am interested in just Halloween.
Oh, Halloween.
Classic.
The house, Michael Myers.
Yes, that one.
Cool. Well, let's get to it.
Yeah.
If you want to do more houses or have an easier time of doing houses, or maybe try to do all the houses twice, you can purchase Universal Express. It is separately ticketed for Halloween Horror Nights. It doesn't come with hotel admission. It starts at $120 this year and goes up to $200. Tonight's a $200 night. So it depends how much you really want to do all the houses. I don't think you need, on most nights, I do not think you need to purchase Express to do all the houses, but I think it is a very fast pace. You know, you're running around. If you want to have a more relaxed night or do the houses multiple times, that's when you should probably get Express.
You should probably stated that we're here on the very first Saturday night of the event, so that's probably why it's so popular.
And it's Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Dead Man's Pier was just as good as when I did it last night, but it was Madison's first time.
I literally walked through with my jaw dropped the entire time. It is so immersive. And the theming is just immaculate. I love the like eerie, foggy, like village vibes. I know it sounds like very, I don't know if I'm describing it well enough. I'm in shock.
And the ocean smell was just as good the second night.
So good. And the big ship. I knew, okay, so I knew that there was a big ship, and I like was walking through and I was like, that's gotta be the ship. And then every single time I was like, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And then by the end I was like, crazy.
Okay, second house of the night.
Okay, Fiesta de Chupacabra was beautiful. And this sounds silly, but I wasn't expecting the Chupacabra to be a puppet. And so we walked through and I was like, oh my goodness, there's an animal. And Taylor said that the Chupacabra reminded him of our dog Holly, which fits. But it was a beautiful house. I was stunned by how beautiful the sets were.
If you watched my last video, I got asked if there was chainsaws this year. Yeah, there's chainsaws. Of course, to have the perfect night at Halloween Horror Nights, you got to see at least one of the shows.
Yeah.
The show we would recommend is Ghoulish, which is the Lagoon show right here. You can see the show times as well. It is 9, 10, 11, and 12. So check out one of those shows. The next one right now is 9, so it doesn't start until later in the night because of the sun. But it's good, and Little Boo makes an appearance.
My favorite part is when he comes out and says boo.
It's at the end.
It's good. Okay, so it is super cool to see the scare zones during the day before the lights go out, because you can kind of immerse yourselves in the details, appreciate all of the different intricacies of each beautiful zone before it gets dark, and they really start to get you.
Another thing to definitely check out is the tribute store. So it is seasonally themed based on the time of year, and right now it is Halloween themed. This year's tribute store is themed to a dark ride. So there is a track on the ground here, and as you go through, there are different scenes of the dark ride, kind of like an old carnival. And we have a dog. I don't know the dog's name. So I think this is the first time I've seen this. This is a room spray. I don't know if that's the technical term for it, but that's what I just named it. And they've had themed candles for a year or so now, but now they have room spray. Pretty cool. Magic room spray. Oh no, I was right. That's the actual name, and it is $15. You can find all kinds of crazy merchandise in the tribute store.
Wax melts.
Madison has found wax melts as well. Look at that. Now, I don't know how many of you watching are in the market for a final resting spot, but if you are, I got good news. There's still spots in the tribute store for you to have a final resting spot. So this is Sam and Jackie, Expedition Theme Park, and Super Enthused. Rick's Flicks, look at that. Time to Rick's Flicks and relax. I don't know. Oh, Taylor! Look, there I am. There is something like in my hair, or there's like a little mark in my hair I've noticed. That's kind of upsetting, but otherwise, return to sender. I will say you didn't get to pick your saying. So if you'll notice, Madison got a prime real estate in the top corner here, and it is shopped until I dropped Madison. Thoughts on that?
It's not true.
Oh, it's kind of true.
I don't shop that much.
If the chair looks familiar, it's because it's from the Monsters Cafe, a recently closed restaurant at Universal Studios, and you thought you had seen the last of it, but at the exit of the tribute store, you can still take one last photo with it. Our next tip to have the perfect night is to try some new food items. So earlier in the video, you saw us try some returning food items, but now it's time for something new. If you watched my video where I tried all the Halloween Horror Nights food, I fell in love with this popcorn. So this is actually, if you want to know a secret, last night during the media event, they had it on tap unlimited. So I had like 5 bags last night at the media event, and this is now my first official purchase of the popcorn. It's like a spicy popcorn. On the menu, it's only available as a souvenir bucket for $25. It's a cool light up souvenir bucket, but I don't really need the souvenir bucket, so you can order it without the souvenir bucket. And the same tip applies for Madison's drink, which she's about to tell you about right now.
Okay, so I don't want to lift it up because it's getting a little melty and I don't want to be a little sloppy with it. But this is the Burning Skull. It is a tequila-based drink that has mango, pineapple, and most exciting, it has a popsicle on top that's sprinkled with tahini. I am so excited to give this a try. I think this might be my favorite drink already. I also got the mushroom and roasted sweet potato street tacos. Taylor spoke really highly of these, I am vegetarian, so I know I'm going to love this option already. I think it is really exciting that they have it here. To note, the cheese on top is vegan, and there's a sauce that they had for you. One bite in, it is absolutely delicious. Not as mushroom forward as I was expecting it to be. I'm not the biggest fan of mushrooms, so I'm really excited about that. The vegan cheese is so delicious. It's very creamy, soft. I'm a really big fan of the texture and the taste of it. And the nice little kick of cilantro on top, perfect. I would really recommend, if you are of age, grabbing it with the drink. It pairs so nicely together. I'm a big fan of the popsicle. All drinks should have popsicles. I literally just inhaled that taco. I'm very kind and I gave Trevor my other taco, but honestly, like, I could have eaten both of them. Whether you are vegetarian or not, that was an incredibly filling option. It's so savory and delicious. Honestly, maybe one of the best vegetarian options that I've ever had in a theme park ever. I hope that this either stays for all year long or at least returns to next Halloween Horror Nights. Please, please, please. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we talked about going through the zones during the day. Now let's check them out at night.
Okay, so we decided to do Bugs Eaten Alive instead of Halloween tonight. I feel like as somebody who's very afraid of bugs, there were a lot of unnerving things to see, but it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. Now the cockroach room, there's a bunch of cockroaches. I did not like that room.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, spoilers. I did not care for that room. The rest of it though, I guess the spider webs. Yeah, wow, maybe there are more things I didn't like. It's a little unnerving, but it's in a comical way. So it's, I don't know, it's like light and uncomfortable like this.
I feel the same way about it. I thought it was good. You know, I was really nervous there was going to be bees. Hopefully no one from Universal is watching this that has the power to add bees into there. Please don't. But, you know, because like when you're walking in, like even on the billboard, there's a bee. So I was like, oh, there's for sure going to be bees in this house.
You hear them though. There's a sensory
Yeah.
deprivation like hallway.
You hear some buzzing.
You definitely hear buzzing, which like, or maybe it's flies.
Yeah, there's flies, bees, like you don't know. And if I don't know, I'm not scared of it.
It's, I don't know, it's a really fun house. I definitely recommend going into that one.
Perfect night to you?
Very perfect.
Awesome. Well, I hope it helps you plan the perfect night as well. And if you enjoyed this video, I'm gonna leave a link right over here to another video where we try every single Halloween Horror Nights food item.